Yes, House of Dragons.
Yes.
Yes.
Not interested.
Finished it today.
Sell Simon on it. Come on.
Well. I mean, the updated
you can't,
review.
so.
the updated review will hopefully be on the site, if not tonight, tomorrow. But for me, I felt it was endlessly intriguing.
Yes.
But it just didn't excite.
I could see a butt coming.
What it did, so it narrowed its focus totally. You could almost see that what the creatives were doing was saying, right, we're going to do something different now. We're almost going to, concentrated Game of Thrones, take the entirety of Westeros and just squeeze it together to give you this massive, concentrated, epic sort of familial dynastic to and fro for the Targaryens, the Valerians, and all that. And one of the things I think it did endlessly well was it showed the toll of playing the Game of Thrones. I think on the series Game of Thrones, there was so much going on. There's epic battles, you name it, and all this kind of stuff that you never really got to see the toll of those who were in the middle of this game. And it does this really well. Really narrowed cast of characters, all played fantastically well, and it really does show how a family can sort of come together, be torn apart by ambition, by greed, all that good stuff. But it just had none of the epic water cooler type spectacle of any kind that its predecessor show had. It's only in the last couple of episodes we actually left King's Landing. It felt wholly confined, almost solely within the walls of the Red Keep. And while that depth and texture and character was good on one level, it felt hemmed in. It just didn't feel like that Game of Thrones that we all fell in love with. Now, it's not to say it was bad. It was an obvious creative choice that's what they want to do. But for me, this entire season, like you said, it intrigued rather than excited. It had very little humor in it. I mean, it missed a Tyrion Lannister. It missed a Bronn. Hell, it even missed a Hound. It missed those odd little, real funny, barbed little jibes that those characters were so great at dropping. But it is left in a very interesting position. There are some real seeds going into season 2 that I think are going to make season 2 a fantastic watch. Matt Smith started the series as a very, very broad one-note character. He ended it as something different. There was an awful lot more going on behind Matt Smith's eyes, which I thought was fascinating. And we do have a new potentially epic villain in the one-eyed middle son. I think it's Aemond Targaryen, who is set up to be an amazing big bad for the rest of the series. I think it's the actor's name was Ewan Thomas. I think did an awful lot with not a lot. He's definitely going to be one to look forward to. So I'm going to stick with my premiere score of 7. I know a lot of people have enjoyed it an awful lot more, and that's fine. But for me, it went too narrow and too deep. I'd rather have expanded it a little bit, got a little bit more spectacle, got a little bit more of the air and the mythos of Westeros that we all fell in love with. But it was a solid first season.